Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Sahdiya. I'm a qualified science teacher trying to help you understand science and make it easier for you. Today we're going to focus on the topic cells. We're going to look at cells, eukaryotic cells, prokaryotic cells, plant cells and animal cells, and the different components found in each. I'm also going to go through some common mistakes and how you can avoid them. By the end of this, you'll be able to draw an animal and plant cell, explain the structure and function of subcellular structures, and the similarities and differences between them. If you haven't got my revision guide, then click the link to get one. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is what are cells. All living organisms are made up of cells, and cells are the smallest units that makes up an organism. They can be two things. They can either be prokaryotes or eukaryotes. So what are these prokaryotes? A prokaryotic cell is a cell that doesn't have a nucleus. Now, if you don't know what a nucleus is, don't worry, I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail later, but it's a part of the cell, it's a subcellular structure. An example of a prokaryotic cell is a bacteria cell. So if you can see here, I've just drawn an example of a bacteria cell. Prokaryotic cells don't have a nucleus, so they do have DNA though. Now, the DNA that's found in prokaryotic cells is a circular loop of DNA. They also don't have any mitochondria. Next up are eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells are cells that do have a nucleus. Examples of eukaryotic cells are animal cells and plant cells. Before we look at plant and animal cells in more detail, let's have a look at this keyword, subcellular structures. Subcellular structures are structures, basically parts, that you find in a cell. They are smaller than the cell and are the parts that are found in the cell. Here I've drawn out an animal cell and labelled it with its different subcellular structures. You've got the mitochondria, the cell membrane, the ribosomes, cytoplasm and the nucleus. So these subcellular structures that are found in an animal cell, they are also found in a plant cell. But a plant cell also has got three extra parts: the vacuole, the cell wall and the chloroplast. Not only do you need to know the subcellular structures, but you also need to know the function of these subcellular structures. That's for animal cells and for plant cells. Let's start with the nucleus. Here's the nucleus in the animal cell, and here's the nucleus in the plant cell. The nucleus controls the activities of the cell. It contains genetic information, DNA. Next up, we've got the cell membrane. This green line that's running through, that's the cell membrane in the animal cell, and over here in the plant cell, it's the one that's found in the inside, this green line over here, not this darker green in the outside. So, the cell membrane, it surrounds the cell and it controls what substances enter and exit the cell. These pink dots are the ribosomes. They are also found in a plant cell. The ribosomes is where protein synthesis takes place. That basically means where proteins are made. Next, you've got this empty space, that's this green colour over here. This is called the cytoplasm. We've also got cytoplasm in an animal cell and in the plant cell. The cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance where chemical reactions take place. It contains enzymes that control the chemical reactions. Remember, these structures are found in an animal cell and in a plant cell. However, a plant cell has got these three extra bits. Let's start off with a vacuole. So, the vacuole is filled with cell sap, which is a solution of sugar and salts, and it helps to keep the cell rigid and support the plant. Next up, we've got the cell wall. The cell wall is this outer bit. This dark green line that's running across is the cell wall. It's made up of cellulose and it gives the cell support and strengthens the cell. Then here, we've got the chloroplasts, these green little oval things that I've drawn. The chloroplasts contain a green pigment which is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs light energy needed for photosynthesis. Thank you for watching. Remember, if there's any topic in science that you're stuck on, leave it in the comments and I'll try to help you.